Greetings and welcome to Factorio. I'm Dgray and today we continue into level 2 Megabase, where we in the last episode just got our processing units up and running, going very nicely, producing a steady amount at a pretty decent ratio. In today's episode we will start to work towards our rocket fuel, which is needed both for the rockets, satellite, nuclear fuel, which is our most important for our trains. Pretty much the lifeblood of the entire grid train megabase. So if you think that's a good idea, do remember to leave a like on the video. And if you're new to the channel, do remember to subscribe as well. So let's just get this beaconed. That is kind of the reason why we are starting here. If you look at this one, as it is right now, per minute we'll get 4 extra. We use 144 just for recipe, and then we get 140, almost 8 out. That is pretty good, but 4 per minute is not that great. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna beacon all of this. Remember before we got about 4 per minute? If we double this right here, we'll now hit speeds of up to, look at that, 21, almost 22, or pretty much 21 per minute. That's going to supply us with all the things we need, both for our trains and for the nuclear power plants we're going to use in the future. So we'll leave this running. We'll just have to check one thing, is if this build can support it. It looks like right now we have an issue of throughput. So let's get these upgraded a bit and see if that can't get things flowing fast enough. Here, let's get you around the side as well. Because right now we actually are putting quite a bit. So let's just do that, that's fine. So now these are running full speed, making a ton of Uranium-235 for us. Look at that, looking very good. They're all getting picked up and all used. So we'll leave them here, and then we'll go and figure out where we should make our rocket fuel. So let's take out a trusty train. That should enable us to get out of here. And as you can see on the map, in between episodes, I built out just a few places for room for example, nuclear power plants, or just room for different kinds of buildings. So let's go and find out where we want to set it up. For now, I might just want to... let's just set it up right here. I think that'll be a good place to set up rocket fuel, so let's take our little train up north. The thing with rocket fuel is it requires light oil and solid fuel. Luckily, the thing with solid fuel is you can get it from light oil. So pretty much all we need to get in is light oil to make this produce at a pretty nice rate. So let's start with designing what we need. If you look at our chem plant, that's one of them. And one of you, you'll be making our solid fuel. It'll make 1 every 2 seconds. This one will need 10 every 30. So if you look at just these two per second, we require a bit. So if you do just a 1-to-1 ratio, it's not too bad. Let's see here. This requires 1 every 3 seconds. Pretty much this produces 1 every 2 seconds. So about a 2-to-1 is a pretty decent ratio for what we need. Let's see here. Produces a bit more than what we are consuming, meaning we have a bit more going out than needed. So if we look at this, like we did before, as you can see, we have a pretty much a net positive of solid fuel. I know I said it's going to be a 2-to-1, but as it is right now, it's pretty much a 1-to-1, and we'll have a surplus of solid fuel. So what we want to test out now is how would all of this work with beacons. Let's see, this is about the maximum we can get. I kind of want to get it with direct insertion, as hopefully the throughput is enough for that. So let's get you here, room for the belts, room for fluids. And let's see what kind of speeds we can get up to. So let's get you just here for now. Give you a bit of power so you can actually test it out. There we are. Here is some productivity for both of you. And let's check out what it says now. As you can see, we still have 60 something in a net rate, which means we will overproduce quite a lot of solid fuel, doing it in a 1-to-1 ratio. I don't think we can just add in what's it called, one more of these, but we can check. What if I add you there? That's good. Maybe that can't work because of the space in between. We might have to get a bit more space in between these if you want it to work, or just get it on a belt. Let's see what we will do. The easiest is always do a 1-to-1 that we can line up pretty easily, but just give me a sec to figure out a good setup here. So let's see here. I wanted to do direct insertion, but after thinking about it and trying to figure out how to do the correct ratio, I came to the conclusion that it's quite hard to do. So what we're going to do instead is something I haven't tried doing before. And that is doing this. On the bottom one, right here, we'll have this one just producing solid fuel. Nice big line going this way with outputs into a setup up top here. So let's see. Firstly, let's just turn it the correct way. I want to start at the top as always, just because it looks better. At least that's what I think. There we are. And from here, we wanted to output the solid fuel to a line going probably up and in to a line with the rocket fuel. So what we want on this line is pretty much one full belt of what's it called, solid fuel going out. And then we'll see how much we actually have in terms of getting this working. There we are. We'll then have you on this side. You can reach right here, luckily, to increase the speed even more. Let's get double output here and here. See, that's all touching. Perfect. And let's see what kind of speeds we can reach. Let's see, you will power that. Won't power over here, so we might have to do the inputs a bit differently. So we have room for the power pole, or for the power poles. We'll do something like that. We'll make it look a tiny bit better, and then we can have the power poles at the two outputs. There we are. We're able to copy paste you down to here then. We are. Will give us a bit too many power poles though, so let's just do that. There we are. Let's see. That seems like a pretty decent setup as we have it right now. Can you be removed? Can. Perfect. So now we have all of this getting all the solid fuel it needs in, all the what's called light oil. That'll give us solid fuels out, and it'll give us at a rate of 10 per second. That means to get it, oh, so 11, you'll have to make it 4 times as big. That's 1. 2, 3, 4. As to give us one full belt of solid fuel going out. And let's just remove some of these that's not needed. There. Looks pretty good. Hopefully all of it will get power now, as soon as everything gets delivered in. Might have to go get some beacons, or at least get some delivered to my person. Because right now beacons are not added to the system. So just give me a sec, I'll go pick up some more beacons, then I'll be right back. So, went and got some beacons, and let's see how things look around here. I do see that we're missing a few power poles to make it all work. But that should... Wait, if that goes away, that means you'll need one, so that's fine. So there we are. That is this fully beaconed. You just need a power pole, right? Here will be fine. So now that we have this, we should be pretty close to one belt out. Actually, a bit more than one belt. That means we can skip a bit, but it's good enough. It's one belt going out, fully compressed. And what we need to figure out now is, can we place our rocket fuel at the end to consume whatever this is outputting? If we just continue this down, let's see how it looks. You will be turned the other way. Hopefully this will work out as intended, making all of our solid fuel go down this way. Down here, we'll add in some new production here, being rocket fuel. That will get solid fuel from the back. Pretty much just let it jump again. Going forward to the other ones of these, hopefully this will be possible. Will not leave any room for power poles, which is a bit of an issue that I kind of want to solve. But let's just see how much this consumes first. Let's take one problem at a time. Let's do right there. This will consume 1.4 per second. Let's get the rest of the power for you just to test. I'll consume what's called almost 2. That means we'll need almost 25 of these to support these. So they should probably get their own line where things goes in and then it'll go out somewhere else. I think that's the best way to do it. So let's see, what if we just do this then? That's 1, 2, 4. There we are. And let's make a second row over here. That will be our solid fuel row. Solid fuel, sorry. That will be our rocket fuel. You can go over here just to get enough speed in. Let's see, you'll be... There we are. Rocket fuel. Have you here. And then we'll probably do some of the things we did before. Having outputs over here. But the input going like we did last time. So you can pretty much just go... What is a good way to do this without going into issues? Because we want them to stack up as close to each other as possible. Well, we can just get the inputs from over here. The solid fuel goes over this way. Then we don't have to worry about the light oil over here. So let's move you a bit closer about here. No need to waste any room with that. Plus we'll get the power over here, so we don't actually need power on this side, luckily. Means we can actually do this all the way down. Perfect. On this side, we'll need to have two things. We'll need to have him grab the things we need. We also need him to output what we need. And how can we do that? First, we have you to jump from here to here. Let's get the second one in. You'll jump here and here. That will be our inputs. Grabbing like this, getting you to go down this way. Then we'll need to have the outputs. And I don't know how much this is going to consume, so let's just get it all filled before we test it out. And then we'll have a little check. Output wise, we can do that. In theory, we can do it here. Will that work for what I want to do? Also have them here and here. And then we need to get it on output belt. It could be one right here. Hopefully a red would be enough. That would be the ideal scenario. So you would jump from... I see you'll be... middle. Let's just try and do this one. You'll jump from here to here, here to here. With a belt running in between. A few power poles. There. See it work. That seems mighty fine. That is now consuming. Let's get you a bit further down. Luckily everything should almost line up now. We do need to get you in. Oh. Let's just check this one. It's always good to check your builds if it actually produces what you think it will. Let's see, you will now consume 14 per second. That means we need to make this 3 times as big, so 1. You have to start a bit further up, so 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's actually a pretty big build. Gonna be exciting how this is gonna work when it's completely done, if I've done the math correct. That's always the fun part. That means you'll output up. Let's turn you one more time. You'll go this way. You'll go up and over, and you'll go in. That'll be all of our solid fuel going in. We'll have to do a little finicky thing on this one to make sure half of them goes on the opposite side. I see that is 16, so we need 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right here. You can't do it just with belts, doing something like this. Because then half of it will go on the inside, 2, 4, 6, 8, and the other half will go on the outside, giving us 1 full belt. So it's right here, show about half. Half a belt. Giving us 1 full blue belt going out. Is the rest getting delivered? Oh, the robots are there, so that it is on its way. Let's just give it a bit of a helping hand. So you. There we are. Luckily we have a lot of decent storage to be on the way. Beacons needs more power. We can get that from the back. There we are. Let's look at the power lines. Looks decent enough. Let's wait for the rest of this to get delivered. Do you guys think this is gonna work as is? That is kind of what I'm hoping. You can take you away. Because then we have one of these lines just taking in a metric ton of lubricant and such. What we do have to remember though is, can we supply this with enough lubricant? Can we supply this with enough light oil? We need 400 something per second. I can't remember how much pipes is. For some reason I say 200, so we might have to get it in a few places, but we'll see when we turn it on how it looks. So let's just mark all view. Using 47, that is 43.5, giving us 6 per second of rocket fuel. If we add this in, will it be better then? Since we are missing just one that can touch it. Well, let's make sure that all of this works. Ooh, look at that, consuming 44. Just as planned, giving us 6 point something per second. So this is pretty much the setup I want to try and go with. We do need to move it up a bit, get some light oil in. So let's just get it moved into position. We can have quite a few next to each other. But how many should we make room for? Take you two away. Right away. Not needed. We can take these away. And then we'll move you to the correct place. So let's take all of you. That's gonna give our robots a bit to do. That's fine. Let's move you up here somewhere. It looks pretty decent. Let's just put it here. I don't think that's too bad. So let's do that. So I'll be back in just a second after our robots have placed it all. So see you then. So there we are, guys. Our robots have now moved all the things into place. I did one small tweak in the last second. I added in our fluid or light oil station, and I removed the 3 beacons to make sure that what we're consuming is matches up with pretty much what we're producing, so we don't have too many beacons running not working. So just removed 3 beacons from down here. If you need this blueprint, you can get it on Discord in case it works. So now for the moment of truth. I think it's about time we request in some fluids and see how all this lines up. I'm a bit worried about how much we'll actually need to get this to work. That'll probably be a dedicated line for each of these. Probably be the best. You can go there. That means we'll have to get you hooked up somewhere over here. Happy one. There, and then we'll go into wherever it's needed. So let's get in the light oil. Luckily we should have some in storage, hopefully. Let's see, light oil. Oh, we don't have light oil unloading yet. Light oil unload, that means we have no trains either. That does mean we'll have to add in 2. It's been quite a while since we added in trains last, but that is completely fine. I always enjoy adding in more trains. So let's see. Depot. Inactive. Then we have some light oil loading and some light oil unloading. Until full, until empty. So there we are. That will go and gather up what we need. Did it do the correct names? Seems so. Did it do the correct wagons? Seems so. We don't make the same mistakes we have done before, so let's just, you can go. And you can go. That means now it'll go gather up some light oil. We should have quite a bit in storage. That will get it all inputted to here. And while they're going, let's just get the rest of these hooked up correctly. So you can go to there. You can take from, kind of want to take it from all the way down here. Right now, as that means we'll take from both sides. There we are. So I'll output light oil. That'll flow into here. I'll go over here and flow into there. Then we'll see if we have enough. That will output these to this belt. Hopefully nothing is missing. All of it should be correct. Giving us a ton of rocket fuel. So while that is going, let's just go and set up our outputs down here, where they can go and get all the things you need. Train loading. There we are. I'd like to give you a 4-lane balancer. You can go something like here, I think it'll be fine. There we are, and you can go over here. Then we'll have the outputs from these go into that one. Go like this, you'll go something like that. Let's wait with connecting you up until we know that this is built, so we don't have something misaligned. Rocket fuel might have it a bit less than this. Let's say let's keep it 32 for now. Then we'll see how high they actually stack and if we run into any issues. So where is our fluid at? Let's see, that is going unloading, heading to depot, and then it's going to unloading afterwards. So you should have light oil going in. And let's hope all the math is correct. Then we can always double this out a few times, giving us a bit more speed. Let's see, here it goes. Light oil flowing. They all activate all the way down. This should give us a full belt going out, or at least as close to as possible. Might want to keep the beacons down here just because of it's not fully compressed, as that might mean that it won't go all the way to the end. If we don't do something finicky with this. Wait, or do we just set them to 8? Is that the way we got them to fully compress before? Let's see if that is still the case. Seems 8 is still a magic number to compress things. God, that is beautiful. And you are getting light oil down here. You're not fully compressing because you don't have enough. Is he going all the way to the end? Seems so. They're all producing. And let's get you hooked up and just get you to flow. And see how things will go down here. That is consuming. That is consuming. You're all running full speed. 200. Oh, 200 something already. This is of course a bit slower, but look at that. A very, very good amount of rocket fuel. Since we're working with this already, can we even get the light oil in fast enough? Seems we just barely can. Are you making it all the way to the end? You are. That means we could, in theory, double this one and get it going, or we can keep it at this for now. I kind of want to keep it as this for now to not completely drain the base. And by drain I mean use too much power, because this one in itself is using 158 megawatts. Jesus, how's the power looking? Ooh, that is pretty bad. So now that we have this running, next episode will probably be us setting up our first nuclear. Maybe down here somewhere, maybe in this cell. One thing I have installed in preparation for nuclear is the water fill mod. The main reason for that is I'll only build it where there's already water. But placing landfill down while worrying about where the output is for the nuclear, I'd rather just do it with landfill in case I make a mistake. So next episode, I think we should spend some time setting up nuclear, and you guys have been asking for that for quite a while, and I think it will be quite good to get. So do comment what you think about this setup, do comment what you think about the plan of going for nuclear. I think it's gonna be quite good. And if you enjoyed this episode, do remember to leave a like on the video, and of course if you're new to the channel, do remember to subscribe as well. And as a new thing, I'll also say go follow me on Twitch. I stream there once in a while. Nothing scheduled, but it's always nice having you guys to chat with. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I've been Dgray, and I'll see you next episode. Bye, guys.